What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Puma Plow. Welcome to another On the Farm. How's everybody doing? I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. Today we are going to start and hopefully finish repairing my VELKY. That is the thing that goes behind my lawnmower that I ride on. Anyway, I broke my VELKY the other day and have not had time to fix it. So I will show you guys what's going on and hopefully we'll get a fix going here soon. I don't know if we're actually going to fully work on it tonight yet or not. I'm not sure. All right, guys. So here is the VELKY. On their welding table, and it's going to be hard to see, but basically underneath here, this is a factory piece that runs front to back underneath there, because the hitch comes in up top here, that part runs there, and it's all welded together. Well, I broke that in the past, and we took it to my dad's boss, and he actually welded on that piece that kind of went there somehow. Kind of like that. Of course, it was a lot better than that. Welded on there. Well, this past time when I broke it, I broke both of them. So what we need to do is clamp it back together. Try to weld underneath, I guess, to weld that piece back. And then I want to take something, I don't know what yet, some flat stock maybe, and basically come over the top like this, over the top here, and then down and weld it to here. Weld it here and maybe weld a little bit there, but spread the load out a little bit. I know I'm too big for the thing, of course, I'm well aware, but it's been a good VELKY. I've had the thing for years and years and years. I've had to weld here in the corners. I welded some angle iron on underneath. You guys might recall that was in a video. That part's fine and dandy. It's just up here at the hitch is not very happy. So I'll get a game plan going. I will get a game plan together and see how far we get on this thing today. All right, you guys, we are going to transition into voiceover mode. Something happened with my camera this particular day. You can see, by the way, I have it all clamped down where it should be now. But something happened with the GoPro, and it did not like recording audio this particular day. I think what it was doing, I was using the one-touch record. So it actually will turn the camera on and start recording, and then you touch the button again and it'll turn the camera off and stop recording. It doesn't like using my external microphone when I'm doing that. So I've noticed that since this video I've not had any problems. I did film this a little while ago, honestly. So we ended up with some flat stock that we had laying around the farm. That's, you know, the farmer cobble, I guess, farmer hacking it together. I'm not really a farmer, but you know, use what you have at your disposal and figure it out from there. So Dad was helping me on this project. As you can see, that's his arm. He's right there. Trying to figure out the angles of the little centerpiece there. It was pretty close to a 45, I believe, when we got done. So here's my theory here is lay that there and then stand it up. But we need to clip the corner first so we can get it closer to the center. It's all about spreading the load out, in my opinion. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do. It's my VELKY, so hey, let's do it, right? Just saying. I appreciate Dad's help in this with this project, because you know, sometimes doing these projects and trying to film them, it can be kind of a four-handed procedure. So having Dad's help is very handy, and you can see he is actually the one that is going to bend it. We don't have a big torch at the farm, and we don't have any like fancy bending tools. So yeah, the vise, a torch with a bottle of MAP gas, whatever it is, MAP gas, whatever, the yellow bottle, the hotter stuff, and a hammer. So when in doubt, get a bigger hammer, right? I thought about a sledgehammer, but then I was like, nah, that hammer will work that Dad's using. I think it's like a 4-pound hammer, 3-pound hammer, something like that. Anyway, it'll work. So we're going to heat this up and bend it over. As you can see, we want to overbend it just slightly, of course, because why not? So there you can see with the corner cut. And we're not going for, you know, production quality here. We're just going to get it to work, get it to work like it should. So we made one for each side. So it's kind of like little wings in there, like the thing's going to take off and fly. And you might be able to tell, I drilled a couple holes in the top as well to do some, I don't know, what would you call that? Plug welding? I don't know. But there it is, guys, all welded up. I did not film the welding because I'm just not going to do that. And self-taught disclaimer here, I'm completely self-taught on the welding, so don't judge too hard. Although some of these welds were the best looking welds I've ever had. I'm just saying. So I'm not super proud of them because there is some porosity and some some nastiness going on there. But overall, the welds worked. And actually, after that last clip was filmed, I've been cutting grass with the VELKY for a couple weeks. This was kind of one of those projects that I wanted to film, but I didn't really know where it fit into another on the farm video until this happened. And I run solid tires on my VELKY. They are solid rubber tires. However, I had a blowout. Okay. Like I said earlier in the video about the metal breaking at parts or welds breaking, I am too big for the VELKY, and I'm well aware of that. But like I said before, it's been a good VELKY. So sometimes with these solid rubber tires, they will actually come apart. It happens. This is my second time over many years of having the solid rubber tires. It's not a big deal. It's $30 or $35 or something to replace that tire. And honestly, I've had those two on there for a long, long time. So this is a 2-piece rim, 3-piece, whatever they call that. It's a rim that comes apart. Because with these, the small tires, because actually the original VELKY tires were a lot smaller that were on this thing. And they've gotten bigger with the solid tires, but they're a nightmare to put on unless your rim comes apart. So yeah, as you guys can see here, the rim's actually spinning inside of the tire here. And I wasn't very happy about that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go get the DeWalt 20-volt impact gun. So that's great and all. That's great and all until your battery goes dead. I was so frustrated by the end of this project. I'm not going to lie. We have 3, at the current time, there's 3 DeWalt 20-volt batteries at the farm, and all 3 of them were dead that day. So I broke out the old 1/2-inch drive electric corded impact gun. I could have had the air gun as well. We've got options, let me put it that way. So the rim comes apart, the bearings come out, no big deal. And the bearings are actually good. Those are the original bearings that came with the VELKY. I've never changed those out, and they're holding up quite well. Just saying. But little 2-piece rim here comes right apart. In a second, I swear. I remember what I was doing. It's like, come on, John, get on with the project. Oh, I'm trying to be somewhat clean because the VELKY is a greasy, nasty bear. Let me just say that. I was going to say another word. But it is greasy and nasty, and of course you need to grease it because the more you grease it, the longer it's going to last. Just saying. But there's the little rim, and we're good to go. So you guys can kind of see that blowout where that crack is in the tire there. And it went all the way through. All the way down to, yeah, like it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So it was going to crack through the tread eventually and then make it completely useless. So I decided, I actually didn't cut my backyard the day that this broke, because I unloaded the lawnmower here at the house from being over at the other yard, and we come back and I'm like, man, something's not right with this thing. So I looked at it and yeah, we're good to go. The other thing I will note here, and Dad was actually kind of surprised that day at the farm. He was cutting the grass while I was doing this. We were trying to like get out of there to come home. And he was surprised. He goes, oh, you put it together without a press. Normally you have to use a press to put these together, or you can just put some some brute strength behind it. Not that I'm like Hulk strong or anything, but I have the weight that I can push on it. You see, the weight is an advantage from time to time, guys. And I was able to get, one started, basically one nut in there started, and then I went to the other one and got it started. Once I got 2 on, I was good to go. But it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare getting that going, because like I said, normally you would, to make your life a lot easier, use a press to press that in there and just make your life a lot easier. But instead, I used the old tailgate here and some strength to smash it together. And you know what? It worked. Like I said, it worked. And like I was saying before, as far as putting the metal on the VELKY there, fixing that center part back up, I've cut a couple weeks after that. So far, let me knock on some wood, should knock on wood here. So far, my welds are holding up and they're doing okay. But like I said, self-taught on the welding, so don't judge me too hard. I watched some YouTube videos and learned how to weld, right? I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything. But anyway, just going to go ahead and use the gun to put it back together. And you can see already how much that rim has kind of shrunk down in that tire. Because, that's where it should be. Not like an inch farther out where it shouldn't be. So gonna go ahead and put it back on the VELKY here. And sorry for the arm in the shot. And I don't know if you guys can actually tell, but you can see where I'm sweating through my shirt. It was obnoxiously hot this day. That's kind of half the reason I did this project where I was outside, I was in the shade, and there was a bit of a breeze. So I'm like, hey, that's better than being in the shed where it's, hot. Yes, we have fans, but it's still really hot. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a tailgate project today. Work on the tailgate. So yeah, I'm going to put this this pin back in here. It's kind of a nightmare because you can't see your hole because there's just grease everywhere. Even if you clean it up, there's still just grease everywhere. Unless you break out like the brake cleaner or the engine cleaner, or not engine cleaner, starting fluid, something like that to cut that grease. But for the most part, there's grease everywhere, and it's kind of a nightmare, especially with the gloves on. I'm not going to lie, it doesn't help, but it keeps my hands clean and purty. I know some people like to rag on me about the blue gloves, but hey, that's okay. I'll take it. I'll take the criticism. It's okay. Doesn't bother me too much. It doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, I'm going to put this pin back in. Like I said, kind of a nightmare, but it's not that big of a deal at the same time. There we go. Got the pin in. Now the next step, of course, is to grease the VELKY. It has been a while, actually, since I've greased the VELKY. I'm not going to lie. Dad, you didn't hear that. I know he watches the series, so you didn't hear that. I've totally greased it recently, if you're watching. He's going to give me crap for saying that now, but whatever. So there are, 4 grease points on this VELKY, and of course I'm using our grease gun with the lock-in lube, because that thing is awesome. That thing is awesome. I love that thing. Grease fitting for each wheel, and then 2 on the hitch, and then actually there's another one on the pin, the hitch part on the tractor, or on the lawnmower, but I don't grease that one because I take it in and out all the time, and it would just be greasy, nasty mess, and it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, gonna go ahead and grease up the other grease fittings, and we're gonna call this VELKY good to go for now anyway. Hopefully we don't have any more breakdowns with it this year. I honestly have been looking at a new one, kind of a little bit. I've been talking to Dad about it, but that's for down the road after this thing is completely shot, because you might as well get your money's worth out of one of these things. Just saying. Thank you guys for watching me fix the VELKY. Until next time, have a great rest of your day, and as always, toodles.